Once a Brujo or Bruja reaches the prestigious paramount 33rd rank, their arcane power and influence scale to unimaginable heights. They are now capable of crafting the abominable Zemi, a statue of pure terror that sends shivers down the spine of anyone who lays eyes on it. Their ability to cast Bamboozle is unparalleled, a spell that confuses their foes, leaving them vulnerable to attack. Their mastery of the Catastrophe of Flesh spell allows them to reshape the very bodies of their enemies, causing unspeakable torment. With the power of the Desolate spell, they can render once flourishing lands barren and lifeless, with but a wave of their hand. Their culinary talents extend to the creation of goulash, an extraordinary concoction that imbues the consumer with intense vigor and vitality. They also perfect the crafting of the infidelic Grand Cauldron, a vessel of pure darkness used for their most horrifying spells. The Malfeasant dagger, a weapon steeped in malevolent power, becomes their weapon of choice. Their physical manifestation grows to include morose talons, a symbol of their pernicious influence and power. Their skill with mortifying skivers, tools of deception and evasion, becomes unparalleled, allowing them to slip away from conflicts unscathed, while still inflicting brutal damage. They learn to cast the Putrescent spell, a deadly curse that decays the flesh of their enemies from the inside out. Join us, and we delve deeper into this realm to uncover the true extent of the Brujo and Bruja's power. As we explore their mastery and adaptation of skills like armored battle training, Catastrophe of Flesh, Bamboozle, and Putrescence, we uncover the depths of their craft, adding further layers to their already formidable. The Juju is a potent charm that the Brujo and Bruja use to amplify and prolong their magic. It serves as a mystical conduit, channeling the energies of the arcane and magnifying the power of their spells. The Juju can take any form, limited only by the imagination and wicked taste of its owner. It might be a talisman adorned with feathers or soaked in the blood of a victim, an amulet filled with the ashes of a burnt spell scroll, or a locket containing a strand of hair from a vanquished enemy. The more despicable the Juju, the stronger its power. The magic woven by a Brujo or Bruja through their Juju is not easily undone. To dispel any curse or voodoo spell that the Brujo or Bruja casts, it takes 3 additional magic points, more than the amount that would usually end the spell. Now that we've uncovered the power of Juju, let's explore the various types of voodoo practices. Voodoo practices are the primary tools of the Brujo and Bruja, each with its unique complexities and effects. Let's delve into the methods of these crafty practitioners. The simplest form of their craft is infliction voodoo. This involves the use of a sacrificial dagger on a representative figurine, symbolizing their target. It's a direct and straightforward approach, but don't let its simplicity fool you. The consequences can be severe. Next, we have insertion voodoo. This technique is a bit more intricate. Here, long sharpened skewers are driven into the infused doll at various positions. Each insertion can have a deadly or incapacitating effect on the unfortunate soul linked to the doll. The Brujo or Bruja's knowledge and precision play a vital role in this practice. Then, we have immersion voodoo. This practice involves special embossed cauldrons filled with various fluids. The representative figurine is held under the surface, each fluid chosen for its unique metaphysical properties. This technique allows the practitioner to manipulate the target's state in various, often unforeseen ways. The most complex form of voodoo is ignition voodoo. This requires setting the figurine on fire, melting wax off, or shocking it with magically created electrical currents. The effects are as dramatic as the process itself, often causing intense and immediate responses from the target. Now let's talk about sympathetic infusion. This is the Brujo and Bruja's ability to establish a spiritual link between a handled object and a generic voodoo doll. If an object has been carried for more than an hour by a character, and then acquired by the practitioner within one bilunar month, that object can be used for voodoo magic. A portion of the object is attached to the doll, and then the spell is attempted. Remember though, that voodoo isn't a guaranteed success. If the O manipulation versus resilience roll fails, or the target is more than O manipulation times 100 meters away, then the object used is rendered useless for any further voodoo. With a deeper understanding of voodoo practices, it's time to explore the spells and skills that make Brujo and Bruja formidable. The Brujo and Bruja are not only masters of voodoo, but also possess a range of spells and skills that make them truly formidable. Let's delve into these spells and skills. For instance, Rend, a spell that tears at the very fabric of a victim's being, causing both physical and spiritual damage. Gloom, on the other hand, shrouds the Brujo or Bruja in darkness, making them difficult to detect and adding a layer of mystery to their enigmatic persona. Then we have Sap, a spell that slowly drains the vitality of its victims, leaving them weak and vulnerable. Smother is another spell that is as sinister as its name suggests. It suffocates victims, leaving them gasping for air. Next, we have the Zone of Extinction, a spell that creates a field of energy that annihilates anything that enters it. This spell showcases the true power of the Brujo and Bruja, their ability to manipulate life and death itself. In addition to these spells, the Brujo and Bruja possess a variety of other skills. For example, they can perform the spell Yield, which forces the victim to submit to their will. Then there's Wrap, a spell that entraps victims, rendering them helpless. But that's not all. They also have the ability to perform spells like Bleed, which causes victims to hemorrhage uncontrollably, and Fracture, a spell that breaks bones with a mere thought. And let's not forget about their skill of Sympathetic Infusion. This allows them to establish a spiritual link between an object and a generic voodoo doll, another testament to their mastery of voodoo. There are also skills of the mighty, reserved for Brujos and Brujas of the 8th to 13th ranks. These include spells like Baffle and Decay, and the ability to use corrupted gloves and cursed daggers. These spells and skills, combined with their mastery of voodoo, make the Brujo and Bruja a force to be reckoned with. As we wrap up, it's important to encapsulate the essence of Brujo and Bruja. These practitioners of curses and voodoo are known for their vindictive and wicked profession, often avoiding direct confrontation in favor of distant, nefarious tampering. Their voodoo has a radius of influence and requires personal items for its execution. Yet, with higher ranks and the learned skill of direct infusion, a generic figurine can replace the personal item. Their magic is amplified and prolonged through a charm or juju, making it harder to dispel their spells. The different voodoo practices include infliction, insertion, immersion, and ignition voodoo, each with its own complexities and effects. Their skills and spells range from Rend and Gloom to Wither and Veil, with each adding a unique element to their arsenal. So there you have it. A comprehensive insight into the mystical and formidable Brujo and Bruja of Conquest Earth Fantasy role-playing game.